Alright, the season, or I guess they're called Echoes now, has been out for 2 weeks, I think going on 3. And now that I've had some time to play test and really sink my teeth into the Echoes activities, and there's trailers been out for Echoes and all this other stuff, I think it's time to talk about how I personally think the acts are fucking terrible, and I'm gonna get into why. For starters, I'm gonna say that I really enjoy the activities in the first Echo, which is the failsafe Echo, I guess we'll call it. I think it's a cool spin on things. I think the idea of the Vex getting their own mind is cool, but what I will say is the first activity is, I think, really well balanced. It's got a good balance of being not too long, it's fairly quick, it's got really good rewards, some cool side things to do while you do it, like picking up the data or whatever it's called. However, I would slightly change it. I would probably make it so the gathering of the data would be a little more consistent in terms of like how often it appears. I think they appear like once near the start after you do the first objective, and then another set will start spawning after the second objective. I think there's something to smash, and then that will also cause them to spawn. Could be wrong on how they spawn, but I would prefer if they were like spawned all the time or spawning all the time rather than objective based. Maybe to encourage like a three-man fire team to have one guy run around and collect them all while the others are busy doing the objective. I think it would be a cool spin on things. Maybe a little bit more enjoyable, just so people don't miss out on actually gathering and stuff like that. I think it'd just be a little cleaner, but it's not like a major issue. It's just like a preference thing. I'm not saying it would be better. I think it would be better, but I'm not saying it's objectively better. It's kind of my point there. But other than the gathering of stuff in the first activity, there are a few like traps that are kind of annoying, like when you step on a plate and immediately when you step on a plate you basically have to get off because it shoots like this giant fucking tornado of Radio Valerian. It's cool, but I don't think it should be on the plate. I think it's a little dumb that every time you step on a plate it'll just automatically decide to do the stupid fucking tornado geyser thing. I think it should be around the plate so that it doesn't disturb you capturing it. It just seems like a really weird way to tell the player to get off the plate. But yeah, other than that, no big complaints. Maybe the HP bar on the boss is a little too high at the end, but no major complaints, just like preferences I'd like to see changed. And for the most part, you can kind of mindlessly play while you have two other randoms just help you do the activity itself. The second activity I actually thought was pretty bold from Bungie. Number one, it's not only time-gated, or not time-gated, sorry. It's not only timed, which is, I always think a timed activity for match-made activities in Destiny are a little on the risque side, because a lot of players typically don't like time-limited activities or time-limited things. I think that's why you don't really see it too much anymore outside of exotic missions. It's not really fun to have a timer telling you basically get it done this fast, rather than, you know, maybe your skill level's a little lower, maybe your equipment isn't as good, so it takes you a little longer to get things done. So it is a little risky to have the second activity be have a time limit, I should say. But I think it's a fun activity. If they want to do time-limited... If Bungie wants to do time-limited activities more frequently, like the way they did with this Axe mission, or this, what is it called, Echoes? This Echoes mission. Okay, but I would suggest probably balancing time-limited activities to one player rather than a 3 match made. I think when you balance an activity for 3 match-made, it can never have a time limit, because match-made players, you're always going to have that one player who has no idea what's going on, and they're pretty much throwing, and it kind of drags a whole team down. And obviously that's not fun when you're doing a time-limited thing. But I don't think it's a bad activity. I just think it needs to not be in the next Echo. You know what I mean? Like, I think if we get, you know, first activity in the next Echo is similar to what the first activity in this Echo is, okay, that's fine. I'm okay with, like, doing an objective, then going around collecting stuff, then doing another objective. That's fine. I don't want to see another time-limited activity for the second Echo as the second activity. I think that would be going a little too much. I just don't think... I think it would get stale very, very quick. But not terrible. I do think it's a cool idea. It's unique, but it can get stale pretty fast. The pinnacle being tied to it, I also think is a really good idea, because it is obviously the harder one. I think it is also a higher level requirement. So, maybe the intention is that you're supposed to group up with 3 people to do it, but it definitely seems like it's balanced towards the matchmaking of the 3 random people, which I don't necessarily agree with. But, overall, again, not a horrible decision, or objectively bad. I just think it's a little on the risky side. Now, to get into my big gripes with the season, or I guess the Echo, the acts are fucking terrible. I don't know who at Bungie okayed the time gating on the battle pass, but it's getting a little insane. I'm okay if you time gate challenges in the Echoes. I'm just gonna call them seasons, because seasons are just, like, easy to understand. But, yeah, I'm okay with time gating certain challenges in the season. Like, oh, next week, you know, do the next version of the quest and whatever. I'm fine with that. And at the end of the day, these Echoes are literally just seasons. I mean, it's literally do a few things, then wait for next week. Do a few things, then wait for next week. There's no difference other than they're just called acts. My main issue is the season pass. I think I love the fact that they increase the amount of rewards you get from the season pass. That's a W. Big issue though. Why the fuck are 100 tiers time gated for a month, and then the other last 50 tiers are time gated for 2 months? You effectively get 1 month to grind out 50 levels at the end of the season. Why? I'm okay with 200 tiers on the battle pass. I think it's a little odd. But I understand they want to reward players for playing the game. If you want to reward players for playing the game, leave the battle pass not time gated. Like, why are we time gating a battle pass? I don't think I've ever played a game where I've paid for a battle pass and it said, hey, you want the next 50 tiers? Wait a month. No? This is insane. Like, it's one thing to time gate challenges each week. Like, oh, okay, week 3, I gotta get void kills with Vex and whatever, you know? And even some of the challenges can get done in the previous week. So as soon as the week catches up, you can basically claim them. And I understand. So obviously I'm not like level 100 or like I'm not level 200 on the pass. So I don't have the tier 200 unlocked, even if it was the final week. Or the final month, I should say. But, like, what the fuck? I'm assuming you can't claim the rewards until the acts release. But why are we time gating? Literally just why are we time gating the battle pass? There's no reason. I understand that there's more rewards to gain from the battle pass and everything now. But there's no excuse to wait like, you've bought content, and then you've not only bought the content you're visibly looking at, but you've pre-ordered the content for a future thing. So, if you're not aware, you can buy the annual pass, I think it's called, and you get, like, the seasons. That is effectively you saying, I trust that Bungie's battle passes are gonna be good. Okay, sure. If you're buying the battle pass when the Echo comes out, you're basically pre-ordering the battle pass while also getting the pass at the same time. It's so stupid. Like, if I buy a battle pass, I want to have access to the full battle pass. If I load up Call of Duty and I see, oh wow, tier 100 has a really cool skin, I'm gonna buy the battle pass and grind to get tier 100. That's pretty much my battle pass experience. That's like every battle pass, gacha game, whatever the fuck. Why are we buying the battle pass and then the game tells us, hey, you gotta wait 2 months in order to get the content that is released day 1 on the battle pass? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think any battle pass has ever done that, and if they have, I'd be open to hearing it in the comments. But to my knowledge, I've never seen a battle pass be that fucking scummy, where you buy it, you get access to 100 tiers, and then it's effectively most efficient to play Destiny now on the last month of the Echo. There is almost zero reason to play Destiny's content, honestly, before the last month, because you won't have access to all the weapons, which I think is really fucked up, that they're even time gating the weapons we earn in the Echoes now. So you're not only pre-purchasing the battle pass, trusting that the 100 tiers are going to be good in the next couple months, but you're also hoping that the next 2 weapons they release in the Echoes are going to be good as well, because you can't get all the weapons on day 1. Okay, little odd. And that's not including the week it took for Echoes Act 1 to come out. So you're already, like, if you bought the first battle pass, I feel very bad for you, because you've already had to wait a week trusting Bungie, and now it's come out, and now you have to wait 2 months to get access to the final tier, And you can say what you want, that, oh, well, the $15 or whatever, the 100 tiers are worth the $15 because of the deep sight weapon locking and, the ornament and blah, 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 blah. Sure, bro. Maybe for you it's worth the $100, but when I see a product and I buy the product, and then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you only get half the product now, and then you get the other half in 2 months. That to me is a little fucked up. Just saying. And I wouldn't have such a big issue with this time gating of the pass if it was just the pass. But the fact that it's seasonal challenges that you earn, bright dust and all that other stuff, and like XP and shit. Seasonal challenges are now time gated. Time gated. The battle pass is now time gated. Fucking, at this point, it's like, what are they not gonna time gate? You know what I mean? It's not like it's a difficulty thing where it's like, oh, let's give the players like 3 weeks to get ready for the Grandmaster Nightfall. That is completely different, because number 1, that's free content that comes with the game. That's expected. And number 2, it's a difficult activity. The Battle Pass are effectively your levels. You don't level in Destiny anymore. You have power level. And let's be honest, it's a joke. You get to max power level and then there's nothing else to do. Battle Passes are effectively the thing to do after you reach max level. So if you reach max level, you literally sit on your ass for 2 months, and then you get to use all the things you bought with the Battle Pass. I think it's absolutely absurd that it's time gated, and I think it's unacceptable Out of everything Bungie did, it's like this is by far, in my opinion, the biggest L of the entire expansion. Or I guess the year so far, is time gating 100 tiers on the battle pass, forcing players to wait 2 months. It's dumb, it's stupid. I think they need to fix that immediately. I don't want to see that for the next Echoes. I probably will, because it is Bungie, and, you know, Bungie likes time gating shit. But I think this is on level. This is either worse or on level with how bad the armor synths are. Armor synths should not be fucking, like, what is it, $5 for one or $3 for one? That's insane. And they shouldn't be only 10 per season, considering how much armor is in the game. That is completely unacceptable and a dumb system that they have introduced. I think this time gating of the battle pass is equal to that, if not worse. But maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one in the community that feels this way. But personally, I think that the battle pass has been handled the worst it could possibly be handled. Like, why is it not just either A, 100 tiers? I am more okay if they had another premium pass that you could buy for an extra $10 than I am with time gating by 2 months the next battle pass. Because there's literally, at this point, next year, there's going to be no reason to play day 1 Destiny and just wait for the last month. Because in the last month, that's when you can grind the last level, that's when you can get all the seasonal challenges done at the same time, and that's when you'll have access to all the equipment from the season. There's no reason to play Destiny before then. There's no reason to grind the activity and burn yourself out, because let's be honest, when you do grind most of these seasonal activities, there is burnout after a few weeks. That just happens, it's natural, you know? But like, this is just, it's getting ridiculous. Very upset with Bungie over this. I'll obviously continue to play the game. I'm not going to boycott the game or ask anyone to stop playing the game or whatever. But this is very disappointing from Bungie to do. It seems Bungie just took 10 steps forward, and this battle pass seems to be 2 steps backwards. And it's like, yeah, I get it, we're still ahead in the time, but left unchecked, I do believe this time gating of the battle pass will go a little out of hand. So I hope others feel the same way. I hope we get some outspoken talk, I guess, in the community. You know, I hope that Bungie devs recognize that this is not okay to be doing. And yeah. And if you disagree with me and you think I'm a dumbass and you totally disagree and you think time gating a battle pass is completely fine, and it's positive for the game, hey, I'm welcome to your opinion in the comments, alright? But until I see fucking some sort of statement or whatever, I think this is like a big L. Massive L for the Bungie community. Definitely not like the death of Destiny or anything, but left unchecked, this can be a real problem. Just saying. And then, you know, that's kind of all I wanted to say. I just wanted to get the battle pass out of the way, and the fact that equipment being time gated in the season Echoes is also absolutely unacceptable. That should never be a thing. It's just gonna make it so I have all these crafted Echo weapons, and I have no reason to get the new ones because they're shit. Or I have no reason to get the new ones because I don't want to grind out the red borders again. You know, it's just not fun. It's already a thing where, it's already the case that, like, playing Destiny daily is more effective than, and what I mean by daily is, like, signing on, getting, like, the few pinnacles and everything done, and then basically signing on for, like, an hour a day to get certain things done, like bounties and shit. That's already the most effective way to play Destiny. So I don't think adding, hey, wait till the final 2 months, or the final month of Destiny is going to help that at all. But yeah, end of the day, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Again, if you disagree, I'm completely open to anyone in the comments who disagrees. We can have a discussion or whatever the case may be, or I'll just hear your opinion, either or. But yeah, I think that the acts so far are a terrible, terrible idea. I think it's a downgrade from Seasons. And I think the seasonal activities are good, but nothing like to blow me out of the water. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say, and hope you enjoyed.